Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to this exciting meeting for Interpersonal Toastmasters. My name is Grace Camille Cortum, and I will be your Toastmaster for today. Today's meeting is about random acts of kindness. That would be our theme for today. Before I start, let me just talk about random act of kindness, our team. So for the last 2 weeks in this Toastmasters meeting, we've been talking about love, the love month. So for the last two meetings, the topic was more about love. But actually, the random acts of kindness also was last week, which is actually on February 17th. So it was a National Random Act of Kindness Day. And to celebrate that, that will be our themes for tonight. We all know that the world that we live in today, there's a lot of horrible things happening around us. And so it would be really beautiful to focus on something positive. And one of the things that we can do is to do some random act of kindness to everyone. So random act of kindness is a non-premeditated, inconsistent actness designed to offer kindness to others outside of your focus. It was actually phrased in 1982, about 41 years ago, by Ann Herbert in California, with an intention to drive movements of people around the world sharing acts of spontaneous kindness to everybody. So why do we do random acts of kindness? Apart from the health benefits it gives, like it really impacts our stress levels, depression levels, anxiety, pain levels, and our blood pressure. Studies have shown that it also reduces social anxiety and improves our immune system. But on a deeper level, and random acts of kindness can help us become good leaders, where we earn a deep respect from others, and it also makes us a better person, better partners. And more than that, it really benefited our organization because it helps organization to thrive and succeed. Before I dig deeper on this topic, let me just say that this meeting is gonna be divided into three parts. The first one is our prepared speeches. The second one is our impromptu speeches, and then the third one would be the evaluation. So before we dig in deeper, let me call on my team, which is my accountant and the grammarian for today, to talk about the grammarian, so we would know the word of the day. Let me call on Toastmaster Mandar.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. As a grammarian, my role is to observe this meeting and give my report for good usage and not so good usage of the language. Also, I'll be giving the word of the day, and the word of the day should be used by all the speakers. This should be new word that we all can use, not only for this meeting, for the future as well. I just share my screen for that. Please let me know once my screen is visible to all.
Yes, we can see your screen. Thank you.
So this is something that I have prepared for this meeting. Yes. The word of the day is epitome. Epitome means a typical or ideal example. The example, we can use it like the cabin when we rented was the epitome of country charm: white pine floors, simple sturdy furniture, and clean linen curtains billowing the breeze of the under the breeze of the open windows. Or we can simply say Sachin Tendulkar is epitome of batting in cricket. I would suggest all the speakers in this meeting today to use this word of the day. And whenever somebody uses this word of the day, we raise our thumbs to give him acknowledge that usage. I'll give my report after the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Uday.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mandar, for sharing the word of the day, which is epitome. And so let me call on Toastmaster Jones to talk about his role as an accounter for today.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmasters of the day. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. My role this morning is to carefully check and count the number of unnecessary sounds or repetitive words that you use on the stage when speaking. Words like, so, well, as well as sounds, the crutch sounds like will be counted. I'm aware of the fact that these filler words may affect and distort the delivery of our speeches. And I'm reminded by Magan Venon, who once said that I don't know is just a filler word when you don't know what to say, what you are really thinking. I'll be back to give my report at the end of this meeting. Over to you, Madam Toastmasters of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jones. So let's go to the first section of our meeting, which is prepared speeches.
Yeah, can I say something, Toastmaster Grace?
Yes.
For the prepared speeches and evaluations, I think we'll need the timing, right? So shall I do that, Rol?
Yeah, could you do the timings, sir?
Yeah, I'll do the timing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Mandar.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mandar, for stepping out to the role as grammarian and timer for tonight. So let me call on the evaluator first. First speaker, Toastmaster Piyush. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Grace. Today's first speech will be delivered by our Toastmaster Archana. And her topic for the speech is the gratitude overload. I would say the gratitude is epitome of the thankfulness, if that makes sense. Trying to use the word of the day. Sorry, epitome of thankfulness. I've known this word, but I didn't know how to pronounce. So thank you, Grammarian, for sharing these words with us. Archana's pathway is visionary communication, and the project is commencing with the audience. So back to you, Toastmaster Grace.
Toastmaster Archana, epitome overload, gratitude overload, Toastmaster Archana.
Thank you, everyone. When was the last time you expressed gratitude? Or let me put it this way. Can you tell me 3 things that you have been grateful for this week? You can type your comments in the chat box. Meanwhile, greetings to the Toastmaster of the day and the fellow Toastmasters. Let me share one story of my life. Once, me and my mother were walking on the street, and all of a sudden, from nowhere, came a vehicle with no lights, suddenly hitting us hard. We fell apart with multiple bruises. The moment I realized I was still able to breathe and that my mother was also alive, the first thing that I uttered was, "Thank you, God, for saving our lives." And Suddenly, from all around, people came and took us to an emergency hospital. We recovered within 3 months. My mom had multiple fractures. I had fractures and bruises. Doctors helped us a lot. Family helped us a lot. However, one thing that has really helped us a lot is the feeling of gratitude. Anything could have happened that day. A person could have been dead, or parts of the body could have been amputated. One thing we felt is we are alive, bouncing back to life. That is magical. I would say gratitude enhances resilience. So, why are we talking about gratitude today? In this fast-paced world, technology is taking over relationships and distancing people from sharing gratitude. I feel this is something which is fading in today's and in future generation. Hence, this is my attempt of recognizing gratitude in my life and also spreading it to everybody across the world. So I have, during the COVID pandemic time, written a book called Gratitude Overload: The Magic Pills of Positive Vibes. This is a small 50 pages notebook. Now you would think, why am I talking about this book now? There's a small story behind it. I lost my father 2 years back. He was very dear to me, and I did not know how to express my grief. I was not able to cry. I was not able to come out of the shell. After a huge turmoil, mental turmoil, I reflected on thinking, what is one thing that I can pick from my father that I can share with the world and also thank him forever? So that's when I realized my father has imbibed gratitude in our life right from our childhood. And hence, I felt, what would be better than this? And this is the result. And I'm very thankful that it has helped many people during the pandemic time, where people were chaotic and also anxious on what's going to be the future. This helps us reflect on what we currently have in our life and feel satisfied and happy. A thankful heart is a healthy heart. All right, now let's deep dive a little into it. Why should we express gratitude? There are benefits associated with gratitude. One, it enhances your physical and mental health. Two, it deepens your sleep quality. Three, it boosts your positivity. Four, it enriches relationships. And in fact, the list is quite huge. Let me limit it to this now. These are the top, right? Let me share one more story, small story with you. Once in 2012, when I came back from US, back to India, settling down with new job, new society, new city, I was mentally very disturbed. I was not able to cope up with the expectations of everything around. And that's when I felt nobody can help me more than me myself. Once when I was on a social media, I have seen this, something called 100 Days of Happiness Challenge. I felt crazy. Who would do that, posting happiness things? I thought, still, let me give it a try. Trust me, 100 days dedicated, I posted each day reflecting on what made me happy on that particular day. And end of the day when I post, I felt so satisfied. By end of 100 days, I realized shift in my mindset. I could see everything positive around me, not just about posting one each day. I felt there are 1,000 reasons of posting happiness or being happy each day. And the day I was little late due to my work commitments, posting the post in social media, my friends and whoever were on social media following me used to message me, "Hey, Archana, we are waiting for your post. What is yours today special?" So, and they in fact told me, why don't you start journaling? Why don't you start blogs, writing books? So that is something that really helped me think that I have a different capability as well, right? Okay, now this is something that I'm sharing part of my life, right? So what are the ways that you can in fact practice gratitude? How can you in fact practice gratitude in your life too? Let me share a few mechanisms that will help you. 1, gratitude journaling. 2, gratitude affirmations. 3, prayers. 4, meditation. 5, thank you. Just saying a thank you can help. 6, service to the society. These are few ways in which you can start. First, I would say go back and starting today, spare few minutes each day, be it in the night or first thing in the morning, set aside few minutes and think about 3 things that make you happy that day, right? And start journaling. You will see a shift in your vibes and a lot of positivity around. Practice this with your family and your friends. At the end, I would like to share one quote which I've come across from Robin Sharma. Let me read it out to you. Gratitude drives happiness. Happiness boosts productivity. Productivity reveals mastery, and mastery inspires the world. This is by Robin Sharma. And this is what I have to share with you to tell me, what are you grateful for today? Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Archana. Indeed, it really made me think about the 3 things that I am grateful this week. And I could say that my family, my work, and my friends are the things that I am most grateful for this week. And so moving on, let me call on the second evaluator to talk about the second speech for tonight. Toastmaster Rohan, please share with us the speech for Toastmaster Catherine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster Catherine is delivering her Level 2 project, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. And the purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring and to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Timer, please, no time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing Toastmaster Catherine all the very best. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan, for sharing Toastmasters Catherine speech for tonight. Toastmaster Catherine, what are your feet? What are your feet, Toastmaster Catherine?
What are your feet? Toastmasters and guests, have you taken a look at your feet lately? What are your feet? A few years ago, I suffered fatigue and went to see a doctor and got the diagnosis. My face was puffy, I was mostly lethargic and struggled to keep up with my schedule. After my diagnosis, there was nothing pretty significant the doctor could point to. He told me to take off some time and go home and rest, observe my body for a few days and come back and see him. When I went home, I took some reflections onto my situation. And then I decided to develop a very small habit. I took a good look at my feet. They were achy. They were worn out. They hurt. Why were they hurting? I had spent several hours on my feet working at home during the lockdown. I spent several hours working on my butt on the computer, attending meetings, typing reports, submitting, going for board meetings. I also spent hours supervising my son, who was now studying from home. My feet carry me. Your feet carry the most part of your body for the most time of your life. So what was my little habit? Before bed, I took off an hour to wash my feet in warm, soapy, lathy water. I oiled my feet and massaged them. This small habit gave me better sleep, longer, deeper sleep. It gave me a better mood. It made me more productive, and it improved my aura. Toastmasters and guests, what are your feet? I took some time, did a small research, and found out that our feet are the people, the support systems, the situations around us that help us become the better people we are. I looked around, I noted the feet are the nanny who helps me at home with my chores. The feet at work were my managers at the time. I noticed I was a foot to my organization. I noticed I was a foot at my club in Toastmasters. Toastmasters and guests, I recognize that just like the warm bath, it washes, it purifies, it cleanses. I, as a protege, have spent time in the club, sitting at the feet of those who know better and allowing them to wash and cleanse and help me understand how to grow. With the way they have led me in my club, the president has mentored me. The vice president of education has showed me how to get through the ropes from my path. I feel washed. I feel cleansed. And guess what? There are times when I have to give a speech like this. My evaluators will spend some time oiling my feet. They will oil and they will massage to remove the impurities, to make me better, to give me an opportunity to grow. They will give me a chance to improve myself, to teach me how to use some of the products, how to use some of the apps that I can improve my role as a club member, as a club officer. They will oil and massage and help me to become a better performer in my Toastmaster and guests. I also have noticed that I will feel rested. I will expand in my other spheres of influence from the role that I take on at Toastmasters. As a protege, if I am consistent, if I press on, if I look out for my mentors, if I look deeply, I will find the information that I need. Toastmasters and guests, you are a foot, but what are your feet? Where are you going to put effort to grow another like me? To help another like me to get better sleep, better mood, and more productivity. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kathleen. It was indeed I'm really honored to be part of your feat. And likewise, I am grateful for everyone here who is also part of my feat in my learning journey. And this is really a great opportunity of learning for all of us. So since we don't have our table topics master for tonight, he's having some difficulty logging in. We will have I will run the Toastmaster table topics for tonight in his behalf. So I have questions here, and so I will have these questions to improve our impromptu speaking. So let me start with first giving Diana's question, and you can type your answer, Diana, on the chat, and then later on I'm gonna read that. So Diana, what gives your life meaning? Diana, what gives your life meaning? You can write down your question. Let me ask, sorry, let me ask our guest core to answer this question.
Oh, me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
What's your question? Please repeat the question, please.
Okay. What small act of kindness were you once shown that you will never forget? What small
Oh,
act of
okay.
kindness you were once shown that you will never forget? Toastmaster core.
Okay, thank you for this wonderful topic that bringing memories to my mind. Okay, I never forget. Right, there was once my friend, he and the wife went out of town and left his sister behind. And the sister was having panic attack, but she stays a distance away from me, even though we are in the same township. So she called me on the phone. Can I help her to send her to call the ambulance? So I said, if you have the phone, ask the neighbor to call while I check with the neighbor, see how things go with her. So I contacted the neighbor. The neighbor said the ambulance arrived. They managed to help her to get into the ambulance. And I rushed to the hospital emergency unit because normally any emergency cases, it was sent to the emergency unit. So I said, instead of I running up and down, I go straight to the emergency unit, and I saw her there and tried to calm her down because she had her panic attack. So during this time, I was grateful that I'm able to rush during my challenging time because I have my own family things to handle at the same time. And also, I want to thank God and be grateful that God has given me the strength and the health to rush to the emergency unit to see to her. And I managed to talk to the doctor to allow me to go in because normally if it's not next of kin, they won't allow anyone to go into the emergency room. So I was so grateful that the doctor allowed me to go in and comfort her with some words. At the same time, she received the medical treatment. And I was there with her for a few hours. And I want to thank God that she's all right now. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Toastmaster core. Who wants to go next to answer the next? Toastmaster Piyush. Toastmaster Piyush, this is your question. What one thing makes you smile? What one thing makes you smile, Toastmaster Piyush?
Thank you, Toastmaster Grace, for the opportunity to speak on one of the table topics. What's one thing that makes me smile? It's hard for me to pinpoint one thing because there's several things, several random act of kindness every day that's happening around me, and it often makes me smile. Just to give you an example, when I was in office, we have a pretty nice facility there. And one of the recent facilities that there are 5 or 6 different speakers installed. They don't look like speakers, they look like stone. In an area that has grass laid out on the ground, and there are trees around. And it plays really nice music. So every time I'm coming out of one building, and then in the open area at the time of lunch or in general, between meetings, it makes me happy. It makes me smile. And there are other examples too, but in the interest of time, I would like to pause here and conclude that there are many things that happens around us, makes us smile, random act of kindness by many people. And it's just that we should remember these things. And as Toastmaster Archana was saying, towards the end of the day, if we can make note of those 2-3 things that happened with us, that make us happy, someone else's random acts of kindness, that will make our life very happy and help us reach the epitome of happiness. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Grace.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Piyush, for sharing that. Who wants to go next? Toastmaster Archana. Here's your question. Toastmaster Archana, what one thing you want to leave and to live in this world? What one thing you want to live in this world, Toastmaster Archana?
Yeah, I think this is an apt question for my speech today. Yes, as I said, I have written this book, Gratitude Overload, which is magic pill of positive vibes. So definitely I would want to leave lots of positive vibes around wherever I go, and not only here. My goal is to reach out to as many people possible and sow a seed of attitude of gratitude, which is fading away in today's world. This is something that I do as a first thing in my own family. Before going to bed, I ask my son, what are the 3 things that you are grateful for today? And he definitely, initially, trust me, he had to really think a lot in answering one, at least coming up with one thing that he is grateful. But now when I ask, he has like so many things to tell about, including a smallest thing. Mom, today the curry was good. 2, I had great time with my friends. So it could be the smallest thing, but what a person is grateful for is actually something which deepens the sleep quality as well before going to bed and leaves us with a fresh mind in the morning. So definitely that is something I want to bring a change in the society, within my family, my surroundings and all. I'm a working woman working in a multinational company, but I want to do this as a social service. I definitely want to reach out to as many schools possible and talk to people about this. Yeah. I would want to leave it as a legacy.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Archana. Can I have one more person who would like to answer? Toastmaster
go?
Mandar.
Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Mandar. In this haste of your daily life, what one thing you'd like to do on a daily basis? If it's not hasty. In this haste of your daily life, what one thing you'd like or you'd love to do on a daily basis, Toastmaster Mandar?
Happiness is not always there, but you can bring happiness in your life with your own acts, the way you think. I found something in last few years that there are many things that we can do in our life which will take us towards sadness or something that will not be, you will not like. But how you can bring it back to your own ways is doing what you like. I like photography, but because of my travel towards my office and my all the time that I was spending with some other things that I shouldn't do, I found that photography was one thing that I should be doing. So that one thing I do every day is have some clicks, enjoy the day and bring some happiness to our life. The things are going to be always there to make you sad, but how you can conquer it? By just having that one little thing about yourself, that I am doing something better every day. If I am going for clicking sunset, I'll just make sure that I will improve every day. On one spot, I'll take one photograph, but that will be another example of it. I had to raise that bar. And that is one thing I'll be doing every day. And that's something I have been looking out for. Happiness will be always there. It's not about photography all the time, but I can bring it with my own thoughts. If I look at my little son, he gives me the happiness. If I look at my wife, when she's happy, I'm happy. So these are the things I want to do. And most important thing, Toastmasters. When I am not doing anything good, I'll just join the Toastmasters meeting and I'll get that happiness. Very sure. Toastmasters is epitome of all the happiness that we can have in this world. The positivity is there always. Back to you, Topic Master.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Toastmaster Mandar. So let me share Diana's answer. Let me read it. It's in the chat. Epitome, my life are doing things in my home. Epitome, I know that hard in my life. Epitome. So that's Diana's answer. Now, before I move on to the last section, let me continue with our topic for tonight, which is the random act of kindness. So people may be thinking, or you guys may be thinking, what would be the epitome of performing the random act of kindness? But let me tell you this, the most common way of doing it is the pay it forward movement. In this movement, people are just doing something to help somebody without asking them in return, except that person who received that act of kindness would be able to do it for somebody else. This movement has created and has spread around the world a very good positive experience. But today, let me give you 10 random acts of kindness that you can do today or on a daily basis to somebody. First, you can buy someone a cup of coffee, especially when it's a cold day or it's breakfast. You can send a postcard to somebody that you love. Maybe volunteer and give your time to some charitable institutions. Bake something for your neighbor. Or treat someone with flowers. And maybe at work, you can just say or tell your coworker that they are doing a good job at work. Appreciate people and let them know that you are thankful for what you do to them. Maybe thank your husband or your wife for cooking you food, or just letting them know how grateful you are for their presence. Pick up a litter at your local park, or maybe make a playlist for someone, or maybe send a gift to someone. It doesn't have to be expensive. Maybe some random thing that that person likes that would make his or her day. With so much thing going on in our lives where we are completely strained and experiencing a lot of stresses, pushing kindness to one side is what we need right now. Pushing one kindness is not really what we need right now. We have to take time to be kind with others because it can give us emotional upside. But what really is important, it does is to make a difference in one's life, especially for those who are vulnerable and struggling. With everything going on in the world, it is time to make and build a more kinder society and community. And so today, let me move on with the last section of our meeting, which is the evaluation. And so let me call on the first evaluator, Toastmaster Piyush. Toastmaster Piyush, please give your evaluation for Toastmaster Achana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Grace. Congratulations, Toastmaster Archana, for completing the speech. Definitely, we learned a lot about gratitude, and we have some takeaways on how to practice gratitude. I noticed a lot of different elements that worked really well in your speech. To start with, it has really good structure. You opened with a quote, you had few bullet points in the beginning, and then you had a couple of stories that you shared, and then you ended with a call to action and a quote from Robin Sharma. I noticed good use of body language. Like when you had 3 points, you showed your fingers and then you counted 3. And then you had another time where you shared 4 things, where you had that gesture. When you're talking about the book, you actually had the physical book to show in front of you. You clearly had very good knowledge of the topic, and clearly you have wrote a book and something I would look forward to read. You are very clear in communicating. What you were communicating, every word, every sentence, I could fully understand. I also noticed good voice modulation. Like when you were urging something for other people to take away, you had that urge in your voice. So it was very apt at places where it required certain type of voice modulation. The stories, the scenarios that you took and how you took the decision at the time of pandemic to write the book was very relatable. We all just came out of the pandemic, and we all can very much relate to someone as a friend or family that we would have lost. So it's very relatable. So all in all, I would say it's a job well done. I couldn't find a flaw. Just one minor suggestion I would like to provide is, once you were done with some of the gestures, I noticed that you back to the clasp. This clasp gesture is not ideal. Instead, you could try something like this, like press your fingers. I mean, you don't have to come right in front of a camera, but keep it close to you. So that worked. That's one tip I learned from one of the workshops, like, hey, clasp doesn't look good, but instead, if you can change this little bit of practice looks better. So that's one tip I want to share with you. But in general, overall, very well done presentation and use of a lot of good elements. And towards the end, you had something for us to take away. And I will start doing the 3 things like every day, what I'm grateful for from starting today. So congratulations. Thanks a lot for the speech, Toastmaster Archana. And back to you, Toastmaster Grace.
Thank you, Toastmaster Piyush, for that wonderful evaluation for Toastmaster Archana. Now let me call on Toastmaster Rohan to give his evaluation for Toastmaster Catherine's speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Grace. And what a refreshing take on what mentorship means by looking at someone's feet and living life through understanding the importance of having a strong pillar to yourself. And great job done, Toastmaster Catherine, on using that metaphor so wonderfully throughout your speech. Absolutely loved it. Firstly, I have to commend you on how beautifully you achieved your speech objectives. The objectives were twofold. One were describing the objectives of Toastmasters mentoring, and also describing your experience as a protege, which were both done so beautifully throughout the entirety of a speech, where you started off with understanding what mentoring really means by really polishing your feet, polishing the groundwork that you have been putting through, whether it be in your life or Toastmasters, and then diving into your club activities and your club mentors and how they helped you grow in your Toastmasters journey as well. So wonderfully done and great job done on that front. Secondly, I absolutely love the way you kept coming back to the feet at certain intervals in your story, which is a great mark of a storyteller in my view. And by coming back to talking about the importance of feet and the importance of polishing them throughout your journey was a great way to hook the audience onto the title of your speech, as well as make it more relatable and personable throughout the journey. So very well done, and keep that up. Thirdly, I love the way that you expressed yourself throughout your speech, whether it be focusing your hand gestures at certain points or pausing for effect and really doing voice modulation throughout your speech, whether it be stressing on certain important phrases or sentences and then really increasing your pitch when needed throughout the speech. So very well very well done on that front as well. If I have to give one recommendation to you, Catherine, is I noticed that certain points in a speech, your video was blurring with your virtual background. And that would be my suggestion, is that could be a distracting factor for many in the audience. And my attention kept going to your hands when they were blurring with your virtual background also. So my recommendation would be maybe to remove the background and keep yourself in a standing position so that both your hands are clearly visible, maybe up to your torso, so that everyone can see your great facial expressions, but also your hand gestures, because a speech works in three ways. One is your written, what you say, what you convey with your hands, and what your presence is, your confidence in terms of body language. So that is my recommendation, just to augment your speech even more than how great it was today. So all in all, great work on achieving your speech objectives, crafting a wonderful story, being very expressive. Just some work to be done on the virtual background and maybe your standing position. And I think I look forward to all your future speeches, Catherine. Looking forward to the same. Thank you, and back to you, Grace.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan, for that very good evaluation. Toastmaster's Catherine's speech. And now let's move on. Let me call back again my tag team to do the report. So let me call on first my accounter, and then later on I'll call my grammarian and my timer to have the report. So Toastmaster Jones, please talk about your accounter report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Grace. Just a round of applause to all the speakers. They have been brilliant during their speeches. And I must say that I've picked a number of takeaways. At some point, I was even engrossed in speeches. I forgot my role as the account, but I picked it up. Anyway, Toastmaster Ashana, gratitude overload. That was great body language, such that you really controlled your breathing. I never picked any filler words. Well done. Toastmaster Catherine, you're a very great storyteller. I was engrossed in the speech. You have a very powerful pause such that one can hardly pick a filler word. Otherwise, I just picked the one R. That was a very, very brilliant speech. Well done as well. Table topics. Diana, I saw your answer in the chat. That was straight to the point. That was very brilliant. I just picked one R in your answer. Thank you very much for the participation, Diana. Guest Core, I don't know whether I've correctly pronounced his name. You've got a very great vocal variety. I was really struggling to pick any filler words. You only used so once. Well done as well. Toastmaster Piyush, you really speak with ease. I love that. You are a great orator. And it's like every time you are speaking, there is a tremendous improvement. I only picked 3 R's. Well done as well. Very good. Yeah, great improvement. Toastmaster Manda, you've got a very good body language. I only picked 1 song. Job well done as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jones. So now let me call on my timer and my grammarian, Toastmaster Mandar. Thank you for stepping out for these 2 roles. Please share your report.
I hope I'm audible and you can see my screen.
Yes.
Thanks, Toastmaster Grace, for giving me the role of timer here. So here are the timings that we had for everyone. So speaker one, Toastmaster Archana took 7 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Catherine took 5 minutes 40 seconds. Coming to table topics, guest Score took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Piyush took 1 minute 50 seconds. Toastmaster Archana 1.17. Toastmaster Mandar 2.18. Thanks to Toastmaster Piyush for recording that. Coming to evaluations, Toastmaster Piyush as of evaluator 1, 3 minutes 13 seconds. And Toastmaster Rohan as evaluator 2, 3 minutes 5 seconds. I'm sorry I couldn't get the timings for Toastmaster Diana. Sorry for that. But as all the speakers and the evaluators are eligible for any voting if we have. Shall I move to our grammarian report? Yeah, for grammarian report, I would go with first the usage of the word of the day. I'm happy that most of the people could use it. Toastmaster Piyush is twice. Maybe thrice, I might have forgotten, but yeah, I heard you using it twice. Toastmaster Grace, many times she used it. Toastmaster Mandar and Toastmaster Archana also used it once. Not so good usage, message me can be texted me. Otherwise, I didn't get that much of not so good usage. And good usage is many good usage I could see there. Many times people have used very nice words. Gratitude in various tones. Thankful heart is heart of is healthy heart, enriches relationship, come out of the shell, gratitude meditation, resilience, call to action, improve my aura, act of kindness. My life is epitome of gratitude, kinder society, very apt, relatable, augment your speech and crafting. These are the very good usages I could record here. I really feel happy that I could play this role for all of you, and I also want to improve my own grammar going forward. So thanks all for giving me that opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mandar. That is really an epitome of a grammarian and timers report. So I was really in awe with the presentation and all. So thank you for that. So let me ask for the feedback from our guest tonight. Maybe you can share your feedback for tonight's meeting. Toastmaster Core, how was the meeting for you tonight?
Me? Okay. Right. Well, I'm sorry I came in late. Normally I get the link is from DTM Raghu, India. Okay, he usually share the links. So sometimes because of time factor, then I couldn't join. But love to join in today to learn from every one of you. You played well, you did well in every aspect accordingly. So there is much to learn in Toastmaster. I've been a Toastmaster for more than 15 years in my community club, yet there are much to learn from you. In fact, it is truly an amazing meeting to join you, to learn from you the differences that I couldn't catch up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Core.
Thank you. Love from Malaysia.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us from Malaysia. Toastmaster Nilam, do you have anything to share? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diana, for that. Thank you.
I think Neelam joined a little bit late during the meeting, so she might have gotten the evaluations part.
Did you call my name?
Yeah, we were looking for your feedback or any suggestions or anything.
Feedback. Yeah, I joined a little bit later, but yeah, overall it was personable and I got some good golden nuggets, and I'm just happy to be here to grow and learn and connect.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster.
Yeah, I think that's like about it. Where is everybody chiming in from?
I am, and Piyush is from California. So there are some people from India.
Me too.
but-
Okay. What part of California? We're in a cold area today.
Yes, Bay
I hope you guys are
Area.
staying warm. What part of California?
Bay Area. Piyush and I are from Bay Area.
Okay, yeah, I'm in SFS also. Mhm. Awesome, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, Neelam, you can share your email, contact details, etc. We'll add you in the guest channel
Okay.
for our group,
Yeah.
and that way you get to know the details of the next meeting and the agenda,
Mhm.
etc.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys are all in ITU as well, or no?
I used to be.
Okay, so you guys
Only great.
graduated then with your MBA. Okay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilam.
Okay, I'll put my information. You said put my email?
Yes, please.
Email and
Okay,
phone.
because I
Okay.
already get this because the person who started this, I joined through them, and so I have it.
Okay. So you are in our guest channel, Neelam?
I think so. I'm not sure. No,
Okay.
I don't know. I'll just send you my email. Piyush, bye.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Nilam.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Piyush and Toastmaster Grace.
So I think that that's all we have for today. Thank you. Oh, Toastmaster Mandar.
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks to everyone. This is my first meeting with USA's long time dream fulfilled today. I'm really happy to Professor Raghu and to all of you to give me an opportunity here. I've been from Palava Toastmasters Club, Mumbai here, and I've been in Toastmasters for the last 8 years. And it's really nice to see all over across the world. It's the same format, and everybody is giving such a nice positive speeches there. I'm really happy to know that. And while joining this, I joined this during my work, but again, I really felt happy that because of this, I could know few more things in life. Toastmaster Catherine, Toastmaster Archana, fantastic speeches. I really loved those and liked what I actually wanted to do certain things in my life. So Toastmaster Archana, definitely I'll connect with you for that gratitude things. Your book also I like. We'll meet on that. Rohan, Piyush, definitely it's nice to meet you both also here. It's an India Connect that we all have, but yeah, definitely few things that you spoke as a evaluators, right? Really a learning for me as well as a Toastmaster. It's a learning phase all the time for all of us. How many years you spend, it's not enough. You have to learn every day. Thank you. Have a good day. Good night to all in California there.
Thank you so much, Mandar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster
And we have a
Mandar.
good picture and we can close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neelam Jones, can you just start your videos?
Do you want to stop recording and maybe do you want
Yeah,
to
we
Yeah.
can.
Okay, hold on.
roll for the next